sun rose over the hospital, a young woman sat vigilantly by the bedside of her master. She was a skilled bodyguard, hired to protect him from harm. But despite her expertise, she had failed to prevent the attempted assassination that had left him fighting for his life. You are the said master, and you were a successful businessman, known for your sharp mind and cutthroat tactics. But as you lay there, hooked up to the machines that beeped and whirred, you seemed small and fragile. The bodyguard couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt as she looked at you. She had been by your side for years, and in that time, she had grown to care for you deeply. You had become more than just a client to her. You had become a friend, and even a family. She remembers the time you spent together when you first picked her up from the forest, to the time she learned to laugh for the first time over a cringy joke you made, or that time when she was showing her new shooting skills and told you she'll protect you forever. As the hours ticked by, the bodyguard watched over you, willing you to pull through. She whispered encouragement and held your hand tightly, not wanting to let go.
Hey, do you still remember the time that you picked me up from the forest? More accurately, I wandered into your home. You accepted me wholeheartedly and you didn't chase me away. It was such a stormy and windy night. Your house was the only one in the big forest. Your cabin was half a mile from the lake, and it was very easy to find. I've always looked from afar and saw how you lived as a solitary hunter. You lived and hunted alone. But you were strong. You didn't need anyone. I was envious. I couldn't help but wonder if I'm ever going to be as strong as you are. Then the day I was fearing came. My pack kicked me because I was a worthless wolf girl. I couldn't hunt my prey properly. No matter what I did, they berate me. No matter how hard I tried. Then they finally had enough of me. They knew a storm was coming, but they still chose to abandon me in that very day. before I knew it, my feet took me into your doorstep. We were alone in that part of the woods. You had every right to refuse me there and then. I could have died from the cold. My fur was very wet, and it wasn't doing a good job of protecting my body heat anymore. I resigned myself to what was going to happen, expecting to be kicked out again. Yet, you welcomed me in. You didn't have to, but you did. You even gave me a towel, a change of clothes. Let me shower in your own home. You were so kind, so sweet. It doesn't even end there. When I came back to profusely apologize for intruding, you made me food. You even you even paid attention to what you made for me. You made sure it didn't contain onions, garlic, or leek. He knew it was toxic for my kind. It it was the best food I've ever had. I had nothing to offer you, so I I asked to cuddle with you. You could use my fur whenever you like, and in the heat of the moment, I offered to be your maid. We didn't do anything romantic that night in the end, but it was understandable. You were feeling pity for me, and you thought you didn't want to take advantage of my weakness. But at the very moment you welcomed me in, no, even before that, I knew I was in love with you. The way you hunted with compassion, you were proficient with your weapon, but you didn't kill the animals in the forest just for fun. You made sure to make their deaths painless. And you'd mutter to the wind words I can only assume are gratitude for what nature gave you, for what this life allowed you to thrive. You're my ideal model, still is. And from then on, I resigned myself to becoming the very best bodyguard you could possibly ask for. I mean, you're plenty capable yourself. I've seen you hunt. I've seen you defend yourself. But when we went out of the forest and lived in the city, you quickly found yourself the target of many assassinations. Just like in nature, human society can be quite a strong prey on the weak environment, isn't it? In time, I learned, I memorized each and every name of the people you interact with. I especially couldn't bear it when a girl betrays you. You're wonderful, you're kind, and so when I see you in pain after an argument with them, that's when I slip out in the night and persuade them to leave you, that they don't deserve you. At times, at knife point, at times, a sharp glare. Soon after, they'd break up with you. You probably have been wondering how quickly these girls just go from fighting with you to leaving you. I wish I could tell you just how little their love for you means, but I didn't want to worry you any longer. So, I took care of things in the shadows. I wanted the very best for you. Well, not like you can hear me right now. But if you are, I do want to apologize. I may have stepped out of my bounds. But please, please know, I was doing it out of love. Given the chance, I'd do it all over again. Oh, and you remember the time in Paris? Before everything went to when we ate baguette together. I've never shown you my affectionate side in a long time because I didn't want to take advantage of the kindness you already showed me. But I really enjoyed it. It felt like we were on a date. I I know I'm your bodyguard. Nothing more. Nothing less. You might have forgotten about my offer to be your mate. But I've always held you in high regard. I respect you. I adore you. I couldn't care less about anyone else. My loyalty lies to you and you alone. Sometimes I wish we were more, but I know my duty is above everything else. If it means getting to protect you from harm, I'll do anything. But then, that happened. It wasn't unlike any other attempt on your life. No. We were having a meal in a cafe overlooking the Eiffel Tower. I was alert, like many other times. But then, they started shooting at us. Nothing we couldn't handle, of course. We had to run away and run and run. I got grazed by a bullet, and I could remember just how worried you were for me. I am nothing but your bodyguard. Yet, seeing that compassion in your eyes always fill me with warmth. Eventually, we made our way into one of our safe houses. But I made a misstep. They bugged the whole place. And we had to escape it once more. Because they burned it into flames. We managed to get out of the apartment. But I had made a misstep. That was my fault. They took advantage of an opening. And instead of me being in that hospital bed, you were fatally stabbed instead. You didn't even have to. But you threw yourself in harm's way to protect me. I'm your bodyguard, for sake. I told you time and time again. You didn't have to. I'm tough. I'm rough. I'm built like a tank. Unlike you, years and years of working behind that desk made you frail. You aren't the hunter you've always been. You should have just let me do my fucking job. Damn it. But you know, thank you. You really are the only one who ever treated me right. You're the only one who showed me how precious life is. I didn't mind losing my life if it meant protecting yours. But you proposed, even though it might have been the last breath you've ever breathed. It made me think twice for you to cherish me like this. Since then, I it made me think a lot more. A lot more. If, when you recover, I want to tell you that I promise I'll cherish my life from now on. Just wake up, okay? It doesn't matter how long. I'll be waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting till you open your eyes and smile for me again. I'll do better. I'll be better. And when you do, when you wake up, when you get better, we can. We can redo it. You can propose to me again. And we can make a family together. I'll never let you down. Our home will be full of warm smiles and gentleness.
Finally, after what felt like an eternity, your eyes fluttered open. You're here, you croaked, your voice barely audible.
I'm here. I'll always be here.
Big thanks to my patrons for deciding the next sequel to make. Have a comfy rest. I made a playlist of the entire Wolf Girl series for you to enjoy.